Assalamualaikum, my name is Noor Almira Saniza binti Muhammad Saleh, and I'm going to explain in details about the program background and the stakeholders and shareholders of the program that we choose. Since the heat of global pandemic COVID-19, it has had a huge impact on the country's economy, where drought on the economy occurred and most sectors were closed due to the partial lockdown that were done by the government, as well as affected the citizens that lead to loss of source of income. The spread of this virus had several impacts not only on the economy but business and society too. Therefore, the government must play an important role in protecting the economy, business and society. The program that we choose is iSinar program. On 2nd December 2020, the Employee Provident Fund, EPF, announced a new scheme, iSinar program, along with the criteria and eligibility. The Ministry of Finance Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul made an announcement in Budget 2021 about the iSinar program in order to provide financial assistance to the citizens. iSinar program allows the citizens or employees to withdraw money from their EPF account savings, which aims to give aid in cash flow and to ease their financial burden, especially to those who were affected badly by this pandemic COVID-19. They allocated 70 billion ringgit for this program, allowing an estimated 8 million EPF members to withdraw a maximum of up to 10,000 ringgit or 60,000 ringgit. To be more specific, the eligible amount that can be withdrawn is those members with less or equals to 100,000 ringgit in their account saving are allowed to withdraw 10,000 ringgit, while members who have more than 100,000 ringgit in their account saving are allowed to withdraw up to 10% of their savings, which only with 60,000 ringgit limit. The iSinar program will make or proceed the payments monthly in accordance with the required amount by the members within the time period. This iSinar program is indeed one of the government's initiatives to help the citizens, where they allow the EPF members to withdraw money from their savings, especially those affected by the pandemic, because this could at least help them in sustaining their livelihood. Next, the stakeholders and shareholders of this program. This iSinar program is a part of the government scheme to support the country's economic growth back after being hit by the pandemic COVID-19, and the existence of this program will help those who were impacted by this virus to make ends meet. EPF has expanded its role to improve their creation of a comprehensive social well-being ecosystem for the better sake of the country. Under the iSinar program, it was formulated with the following deliberation and consultation with key stakeholders represented from the public and private sectors, such as chairman, 5 members representing the government, 4 members representing employees and employers, 3 professional members with various backgrounds, and the CEO as an ex-official member, including the Ministry of Finance. The EPF is obligated to state any note of all requests or suggestions from the various stakeholders. Moreover, regarding the matter of clarification on any progress, policy changes or enhancements for the iSinar program will be presented and recommended to the EPF Board of Directors and the stakeholders beforehand for approval, as they will give the considerations with appropriate reasons for any decision making. EPF will raise the matter if there is any issues involving politics and seek for a consultation of the Ministry of Finance along with all the stakeholders by looking at all aspects rationally, by balancing the current needs of members before making decisions that will not only solve today's problem but also ensure the sustainability of future members and give assistance to those in need regarding of this program. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Risha Maisara binti Mahmur, and let's continue with the source of problem and to determine the related ministry that has the authority to solving it. The major reason for the existence of iSinar is because it is initiative from the Ministry of Finance to help the EPF member that has been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic in meeting their daily living expenditure. Virus disease, that also known as COVID-19, is started in Wuhan, China, and has been discovered by the World Health Organization in January 2020 before it spreading the worldwide. It has been entered Malaysia when our neighborhood, Singapore, has reached their first case in the country, and sadly they have 8 close contact that has been identified in Johor, Malaysia. On 18 March 2020, the Ministry of Health take an action to implement the Movement Control Order, or known as MCO, to restrict people from going out from their house without necessary reasons, such as doing outdoor activities or interstate travel. So they have to stay at home, doing online distance learning, and also work from home. This approach is essential because we look at China. There has been separate the people with the disease and also practice the social distancing that has been implemented in Malaysia too, such as we are wearing masks and practice 1 meter social distancing to prevent the disease from spreading among us. Ministry of Finance has launched iSinar, which is a program that allows members to withdraw money from their retirement saving as a part of a government strategy to help the country's coronavirus affected economy. It is a one-of-a-kind facility designed to help EPF members that has been affected by the COVID-19 outbreak to maintain their daily life.
Selepas berhubung dengan bank.
At first, the iSinar facility is for those who has been affected with this pandemic, which has slowed their job and no other source of income, so they can use their retirement saving. But the government has improvised the program to those whoever that affected by the pandemic can withdraw their retirement saving. But the EPF actually has advised for their members to seek assistance from the Retirement Advisory Service or the Credit Counselling and Debt Management Agency first, in order to decide the appropriate amount that they can apply under the iSinar program in order to maintain their sustainability during the crisis.
In the definition of Merriam-Webster, a mandate is described as an official order, particularly a written order from a superior court to authority to an inferior court or official. A mandate can also be defined as an authorization to conduct granted to a representative by a higher authority. This program was mandated by the Employees Provident Fund Act 1991, which serves as a statute that provides for the law relating to a scheme of savings for employees' retirement and the management of those savings, as well as matters incidental, which has been carried out by the Employee Provident Fund since its inception in 1991. In 1951, the EPF was established as a social security organisation dedicated to protecting members' investment while also providing exceptional services to members. Over the past few years, the EPF has broadened its mandate to include the development of a comprehensive social well-being ecosystem in keeping with its missions to assist members in building better lives. Even in this day and age, the EPF has remained faithful in its commitment to members, making continuous effort to update and enhance itself in order to establish the groundwork for long-term, holistic and equitable well-being for all Malaysians. This was accomplished by the establishment of iSinar, which served the aim of the EPF's set order, which was to provide social protection to Malaysians during the COVID-19 pandemic. The International Labour Organization (ILO) defined Social Security as a set of public measures that our society provides for its members to protect them against economic and social distress that would be caused by the absence or a substantial reduction in income from work as a result of a variety of factors in previous years. iSinar Employee Provident Fund (EPF) withdrawals are believed to have a favorable immediate influence on the actual economy, which in turn helps to stimulate the domestic consumption by increasing the availability of funds. According to Dato' Abdul Rashid Ghaffur, Deputy Governor of Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM), labour market reforms are critical in ensuring that people have better jobs and in earnings, which allows them to save more and enhance their financial safeguard in terms of retirement saving, among other things. Social protection reforms initiatives are also significant particularly in connection to the social insurance division and private retirement schemes, because they have the potential to help strengthen retirement benefit even more. Malaysian Employees Federation MEF believes that the decision to allow withdrawals from the EPF under the iSinar facility will aid individuals who are in need, especially during this difficult time. As stated by the organization's president, Dr. Syed Hussein Syed Husman, the decision was acceptable and necessary, particularly for individuals who had lost their jobs, had their salaries cut, or had their incomes lowered, and who, as a result, need prompt intervention to ensure their survival. As far as is known, the EPF has given considerable thought to the ramifications of allowing eligible contributors to have access to Account 1. Under normal conditions, such a move would not be permitted, but given the current situation, the iSinar facility is undoubtedly help to mitigate the effect of the crisis on those who are most impacted.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Atira Wafa and I will present the SWOT analysis and strategic choice of the program. A SWOT analysis is a tool for developing strategic planning. SWOT is a strategic planning acronym that stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. One of the strengths of iSinar program is access to a huge sum of money to help with a cash flow problems. Cash flow concerns are a serious difficulty for many Malaysians during this time because to unemployment, unpaid leave, wages cuts, and diminished business as a result of the COVID-19 outbreak. It should come as no surprise that many individuals and small businesses are experiencing a shortage of money and are unable to pay their bills and essentials, even as the economy progressively improves. Thus, this iSinar program is one alternative to solve this issue, which is particularly useful for those who have depleted their emergency funds. This iSinar program also has its weaknesses. One of the weaknesses is returns are not compounded. As many people are aware, compounding interest is the profit people earn on both their initial deposit and the interest gained on the principal deposit. As a result, when we withdraw money from our EPF account, we are losing not just the returns on the EPF contributions, but also the additional returns that the cumulative returns will generate. For example, let's say we use iSinar to withdraw 10,000 from account 1 at the age 30 years old. When we consider the effects of compounding returns, it's not only the 10,000 in retirement saving that we won't have. Assuming a minimum guarantee 2.5% per year EPF dividend rate, the 10,000 would have accumulated into 18,539 ringgit and 44 cents over the next 25 years, nearly doubling the initial investment. Thus, that's what we are putting down when we withdraw money from iSinar without replenishing our account. The opportunities of iSinar program is iSinar conditions will be removed to allow more Malaysians to benefit. In light of COVID-19 pandemic, the government's decision to abolish all criteria for the iSinar facility will allow more Malaysians to benefit from the program. Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Aziz said that the government was always aware about the hardships people suffered when the movement control order was implemented to fight the spread of the COVID-19 outbreak. Thus, this initiative is a much anticipated development because the iSinar program will help to lighten some of the people's burden during the pandemic COVID-19. In terms of threats, the iSinar program may be misused by the contributors, where they might misuse the opportunity by spending the money to something not necessary. This is because the iSinar program can be double-edged sword, as person with a low level of financial knowledge may be persuaded to use their retirement saving in ways that are not financially prudent. After all, the EPF has witnessed it numerous times. It was previously discovered that a frightening 70% of members who took full withdrawals when they reached retirement age managed to spend all of their assets within 10 years. Therefore, with a loose conditions, everyone will not be financially prudent if they experience a sudden flow of funds through iSinar. Next, strategic choice of the program. Strategic choice encompasses the entire process of selecting a specific option from a variety of possibilities. There are a variety of approaches for making a final decision. Before settling on one, managers and decision makers consider both the external and internal environments. The first step is to fully understand the situation. Once we have a clear understanding of the problem, we can start shortlisting potential solutions. Then, there is the strategic choosing process, which involves making a final selection while keeping numerous parameters in mind. iSinar program, which has been implemented, can be described under intensive strategy, where this program is introduced to improve well-being of citizens and the economy during pandemic COVID-19. This program is an intensive strategy because this is part of a government plan to help the country's economy recover from the effects of the coronavirus. According to Bank Negara Malaysia Deputy Governor Dato' Abdul Rashid Ghaffur, immediate withdrawals under the EPF iSinar program are likely to have an immediate positive effect on the economy in terms of spending. However, he did emphasize the importance of increasing the public's retirement saving, particularly in terms of creating a financial cushion once the retirement funds had been depleted. Furthermore, MIDF Head of Research Imran Yusof agreed with Rashid on the influence of iSinar on the local economy, saying that in terms of the financial market, the EPF, as one of the primary large players in the equity market, has sufficient liquidity to sustain the market. Thus, this iSinar program is the kind of an intensive strategy where this program involved with the development of the economy. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul Ain binti Ahmad Kasasi and I will present about the challenges and the recommendations of iSinar. First challenge of iSinar is the need to balance between existence and the importance of retirement for the future. The purpose of public assistance is to provide people in need with at least a minimum economic security. The public assistance programs enhance the existing economic security programs by providing basic necessities to those in need for whom benefits are available or insufficient. Therefore, iSinar is important to boost economy of a person and a country. However, the initial concept of the EPF is for savings plan for retirement, as stated by the Malaysian Minister of Finance, Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Tengku Datuk Aziz. The government is aware that EPF is a saving for all age. Hence, there is a need to balance between existence and the importance of retirement for the future. Consequently, the public need to use the initiative wisely in order to minimize the impact of the withdrawal in the future. Second challenge is the amount of savings of the Employee Provident Funds contributors has decreased. According to the EPF Chief Executive Officer Tengku Alif Zakri alias stated that many members' savings have decreased. About 30% of the contributors have withdrawn almost all of their retirement money in account 1. Most of them only left RM 100 in the account since it was the condition to have at least RM 100. The reduction of the compulsory contributions from 11% to 7% effective April 2020 to December 2020 and the urge from the EPF members to loosen up the iSinar terms and conditions also have contributed to the decrease of the savings. This situation complicates the EPF to ensure all the members get the high dividend of the savings. First recommendation for improvement of the iSinar program is to review the eligibility of applicants to ensure the assistance is channeled to the applicants who are truly in need. Most of the applicants spend lavishly and buys all wants such as gold jewelry, instead of buying the necessities to support their livings. As stated by the President of the Federation of Goldsmiths and Jewelers Malaysia, Dr. Stephen Seo, even though many were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, the consumers still had the power purchase to buy proceed from the government assistance. According to Sinar Harian, the used car sales are said to be on the rise again as before the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the factors is the existence of the purchasing power when the government allows of the Employees Provident Fund withdrawal facilities through the iSinar and iListery. This situation clearly shown that a lot of members had withdrawn the iSinar even though they are not really in need. The members used the iSinar program to fulfill their wants. Therefore, EPF should tighten the eligibility of the applicants to avoid the abuse of the program's objective. Second recommendation is spread awareness about the importance of saving for old age. Understanding the significance of retirement savings is the first step in being aware of the importance. One of the topics that is causing increasing concern around the world is retirement savings. To ensure the retirees have enough money to maintain themselves, careful planning is required. A place to live, money to cover day-to-day expenditures, medical bills, and emergencies are all necessities for the retirees. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the government understands the difficulties faced by the public, especially the individual who works at the private sectors, and allow them to use their old age savings to support themselves through the iSinar program. However, the withdrawal will reduce the members' retirement savings if the applicants did not use the program wisely and efficiently. Therefore, applicants need to have awareness and knowledge on how to manage their iSinar money in order to minimize the consumption of the retirement savings. As stated in the Berita Harian, EPF welcomes their members to meet and discuss with a retirement advisory officer for financial advice. Thank you.